The Empire was born out of the need for strong central leadership in the hopes that it could save a species from extinction. Through the decades, it has seen the life and deaths of many emperors. Through battles and trials, the Empire would continually overcome. And even now, what seemed like the end is only really the beginning. On February 3rd, 2470, the Imperial fleet would be pursued into the orbit of the ice world of Bignabi and her sister world of Rabirium. Here would be the final stand of the Great Human Armada. Admiral Howler and Lord Pleskin ordered the fleet to hold inside the shield dampening stations surrounding the system, which should weaken the Crusaders' impressive defensive capability. From their few skirmishes, Howler knew the Imperial fleet was outmatched at long range and ordered the fleet to hold on the interception point, knowing the Crusader fleet would be pulled in short order. This was, make no mistake, a last stand. No officer, from the command staff to the lieutenants in the fighter corps, actually thought this battle could be won. This was the final message of the Empire to the universe. There is no breaking the will of the human race. The battle was brutal. Thousands of Crusader fighters filled the sky. Energy weapons ignited the solar system in a blinding blaze of orange and blue. The Emperor, aboard the Imperial Star Destroyer Doomhammer, ordered a wideband transmission. The Empire will always survive in the hearts of its citizens. Today you will meet that heart. During the opening attack, the Reliant, the Hammer of Worlds, and the Defiant, all Star Destroyer-class battleships, immediately jumped to hyperspace at point blank into the nearest Crusader ships. Skull Squadron would fly in a heroic effort, with precision and determination till the end. Crusader and Imperial children 1,000 years from this day would speak of the sacrifices of those lost in reverence, as of this moment was a beginning of a new age. Historians would see it as the tempering of the Crusaders' view on other races, as a holy moment that defined the rest of their existence. It was a crucible in their eyes that would reveal the first new race to be seen as equals within their dogma. Never before had the Crusaders suffered such casualties in combat. It was unheard of. Up till this day, the loss of life to enemy combatants at this scale, this magnitude, was unthinkable. Only a fellow chosen, either the light or the darkness, could do such damage. After what many claimed to be a final battle of the Imperial Navy, a new age would be ushered in. The Empire, through a bitter surrender, would be incorporated into the feral Crusaders' territories, yet still hold sovereignty over the rights of its citizens. A melding of racial beliefs and technology would see that this is less of a subjugation in the long run and more of a joining. In what way, Lord Pleskin would never know. Through back-channel dealings with a civilian organization known as Armco, 4 massive ships were constructed in secret before the fall. Armed with a new experimental drive designed by a doctorologist, these ships would use small amounts of dark matter, an extremely rare substance that had been collected by Armco's terraforming division over the past century. Each of these ships could hold just shy of 20,000 members of the human race. Each had a singular goal: set a course for a different local galaxy and never look back. The last action of these ships to save the Empire would be to betray its final orders, the order to stand down. What would happen to these ships? It takes 16 generations for the first ship to reach a habitable world in a new galaxy. One would embrace the betrayal of the final order and live with the name of rebels. Another would reach out into the stars, not as a warlike band demanding peace through firepower, but in an effort to understand and make peace with the universe. Another would be driven mad by the desire to improve the flaws of the species and experiment with the melding of technology and flesh, with dire consequences that would have repercussions for thousands of worlds and billions of souls. The last would meet only darkness and embrace it. What's next for the human race? My name's Captain Shack. Thanks for watching. Military operation ever conducted was put into motion 8 days ago. The invasion force, codenamed Warlord, was put into action under the overall command of Lord Pleskin. Station's main docking port. At this very moment, the Emperor's finest diplomats, negotiators, and military experts are loading onto a long-range transport destined for where, you might ask? The JustCon capital, to meet with the royal family. Their mission, to explore the possibilities of a non-aggression pact. The Alliance Council meets again to discuss the northern border threat of the Predator clan carrier. The ceremonial inauguration of our new Emperor, Simon Cowell, is scheduled at the end of this coming cycle once he returns from the Rim. News from the Augie Nolix force to Operation Themlar Liberation. The final battle of the war was fought over the planet Banthamagadum, with Imperial infantry and armor battalions hitting the ground under heavy fire. The battle for the capital took a full 2 weeks of sieging entrenched forces loyal to the old government. Congratulations to Captain Howarth